Hey, welcome back to a very new video. But if you're new here, my name is Katja, and on this channel I talk mostly about K-pop, language studies, books, comics, basically all the things that I love in life. And for this week's video, oh boy, there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. First up, the Stray Kids comeback. That will be next week, and this vlog will go live the day after the comeback. But this week, a lot of things will be released, like I believe even music video teasers, or one teaser. No wait, two teasers. Okay, so here's the thing. That's why my brain is a bit confused, because they released already snippets of songs that will be on the album. For example, Mountain, and also the song Stray Kids. That one sounds so freaking good, and it also might have made me cry. It's nostalgia, but it shows how far they come, but also I personally also have the feeling they want to show where they still want to go, but they also never forget where they're coming from. And okay, so the thing is, they just announced their tour. And I have the feeling, because, well, we're entering their 7th year, or did we already enter? Yeah, so, yeah, Stray Kids itself exists now for 6 years, so they are now on their 7th year of the contract. Meaning that we have the 7-year curse, of course. Why are my eyes looking so blue? Let me tell you guys, my eyes are not blue, they are green. Maybe I'm just tripping, but where did my brain go? The train in my brain just stopped. So the contracts. I mean, this is also basically them saying we're still going on, we're still moving on. Oh, that's where the train went. No, I'm kidding. And they are still moving forward. They themselves said multiple times that we don't have to worry with them for the 7-year curse. However, we also know that 6 or 5 of the members will have their military, what is it called? Their duty that they have to do. So we know that that's gonna happen also somewhere in the coming years. But yeah, let's not talk about that. First up, I want to talk about AIDS, and also the same week when they have their comeback, I'm gonna go to the Eras tour, which I'm so freaking excited for. But yeah, that takes preparation. So this week I will also prep for the Eras. I mean, there is not that much anymore to do, but still there is some packing, well, the actual packing. And I need some bits and bobs here and there. Most of the stuff is in, so that's another thing that I want to talk about during this vlog, because a lot of packages will hopefully come in this week. For example, my concert bag, because I used to have a concert bag, the one with just 2 compartments and a certain size. However, my old one, it had seen better days, and I threw it away a couple of months ago. Like, it was done, it was finished. That bag has seen many places, many concert halls and festivals and whatnot. A lot of beer that has been thrown over there, and some other, oh, once I got some sticky liquid. I don't even know what it was, but it felt like multiple shots were put in a glass and someone threw it over me, like full on threw it over me. So many things. So that bag had seen better days, and I needed to get myself a new one. However, I had ordered myself a bag, but then I found out that that bag was not allowed. Tomorrow I will show you guys, or in the next scene for you guys, I will show you guys which bag I originally got, and later during that day the bag will arrive that is now gonna be my concert bag, that is officially concert bag approved. And I will show you guys where I went wrong when ordering my bag. Hopefully also some other packages will arrive. For example, I'm waiting for some K-pop related stuff, but we don't know if it's gonna arrive this week. I know part of the package, that what's supposed to be in there, has arrived 2 weeks ago, but I ordered something else with that, and that one had a delay. There was a loud noise outside, so I don't know where I was left off. But anyway, the second part of the package hasn't arrived yet, but it should have been last weekend. We'll have to see. So fingers crossed that it arrives this week, or it's probably gonna arrive next week. But yeah, a lot of stuff. And also I want to do some language studies. For example, German, because the Era store where I will go to will be in Germany, and I want to brush off my German, get better in it. So I have some ideas that I will show you guys later, how I want to study in a very fun way German. And also I want to focus or plan in some time for Korean. I don't know how it will go. I am at a certain point at level 1 with Korean that it's the part that gets me really frustrated, because there are so many components in that class that basically freaks me out, because there are so many things that I have to think about, and then I have to apply it to a sentence, and then I get stuck because I don't know where to go. But then I do when I hear the person talking, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it should be. I don't know, does anyone else has this? I've been rambling on for a lot, but yeah, this is where my mind is going, a lot of places, and I'm just having fun with it, okay? Welcome to this lovely Tuesday. So this was the bag that I originally ordered. It got in yesterday. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be perfect. I love this color. But yeah, there's a problem. There's one compartment too many. So there is a front and then two main. And then there's also a back one, but that doesn't really count. And this one is unfortunately not allowed as a concert bag at the stadium that I go to. And you know what? It's fine. It's the rules, and Germany is very strict about concert rules. So I got myself another bag. Honestly, this one actually fits my outfit much better, because I'm gonna go as a Tortured Poets department, and silver with my black and white outfit would match perfectly. And look, just 2 compartments. So yay! And I've decided to also keep this bag because I was looking for this color anyway, and it's beautiful. So I'm keeping it. It's Wednesday, late afternoon, and Stray Kids just released their mashup, and the energy is so freaking high. It's so good. It sounds like there's a lot of rock and EDM elements, and I just love that. Those are definitely my preferred genres of music, especially rock. But back in the day, like decades ago, oh, I'm really getting old, but a decade ago it was EDM all the way for me. So this feels like worlds are colliding, and it's actually kind of funny because I was listening to, well, I haven't fully listened to it, but I saw the playlist that Bangchan made together with Felix for their Stray Kids radio. And I saw the list and the recommendations of Bangchan, and I was like, oh, this is kind of funny, because this is exactly the things that I like to listen to, and especially like a decade ago when I was fully in my EDM era. But I'm blown away, and the teaser images that were released yesterday were also so good, so much rock. And then I haven't even talked about that. How did that happen? But they're gonna go on a world tour? I'm so okay, the thing is, I've been talking to my friends about this. I have a lot of German friends actually, because I lived in Berlin a couple of years ago, and I would love to go and move back there, by the way. But one of the girls, I was talking to her and I was like, this is just gonna be insane, and also this tour is gonna be on another level, and I want to see it in Germany because I've heard so many good stories about the Berlin stadium, and I think that's where Stray Kids gonna play, because they are not playing when it comes down to their tour. They are gonna go big, and I'm so freaking excited for it all. I'm just speechless. Like, I just today got a bunny. It's from Jellycat. I always wanted to try out the Jellycat plush. By the way, okay, so the thing is, I've talked about one part of my company in that I work together with a lot of publishing houses. But that company I work for, I work actually for multiple, but this is another very big client of mine. I work actually for a kawaii company, which is super cool. So I always like to try out different brands that are also very cute, and maybe Western brands, but they would do definitely very well in Asia, and are also, well, they can be kawaii because technically you're not from Japan, but they would be considered kind of kawaii, if that makes sense. So yes, this emotional support bunny came just right in time. Because I've been holding on to her like, oh boy, this is gonna be so intense. But I'm also super happy for the boys, how this album is probably gonna be so, well, it's in the name of the tour because it's gonna be Dominate. I need to figure out a way how to pronounce that better, but I love how they combine the title of the new album, 8, into Dominate. And also it's of course a wordplay because they are an 8-member group, and Chan also talks about this in the Nylon magazine, the Japanese version, about the forever kind of aspect of things. And we could have known certain things. He was already hinting so much towards this album. It's insane. But I love how they are constantly playing with the number 8 and just the word 8 itself, because forever is an infinity symbol, and I think it's so clever how they do that, and it makes me so freaking excited, y'all. Next week is gonna be intense. I just feel it to my core. But I'm also just so freaking excited. Music just really get me pumped, and I cannot wait until I can go to more concerts, just get the tickets. So yeah, one of the friends I talked to from Berlin, I was like, hey, can we go together to the concert, because I think we would be perfect concert buddies, and she said yes, we shall. So fingers crossed that I can get tickets, but the sale will probably be somewhere later this year. I think somewhere in autumn the sale should start for Europe. I mean, we're probably the last continent the guys go to before they are gonna do an encore, of course, in Asia. But yeah, I'm just excited for all the content that will come our way. But first up, the album. Before I totally forget to show you guys, I also got a book in and some comics. First up, Save Me, but nowadays better known as Maxton Hall by Mona Kasten. And yes, I got the German version. It's so stunning. I love it. Then we got Spy Family, volume 11. And lastly, I got the Apothecary Diaries, volume 12. So that is quite some different kind of books or storylines, but hey, I'm all here for it. Today is the day that I'm gonna study some German, and no, I'm not gonna do it the traditional way. No, I'm gonna read a book and at the same time listen to that exact same book. First up, it was really hard because I could only do a 0.5 speed. It was not with this book, but with a completely different book. And after one chapter I could do the speed of 0.75, and after 2 more chapters I could do normal speed. That's also how I started off this book, with just 1.0. However, I found out that I can read Gemma faster now. I'm so excited to have come to this milestone because I'm faster with reading than the narrator, and that's amazing. So maybe I'm gonna set this speed up a little bit, like 1.25, but I'm not entirely sure yet. The language has quite long words, so sometimes I do need my time. But I'm so happy that this studying language technique just really works for me. And also, I started to pronounce other words better, just not only the words I hear, but also when I am in conversation. I mean, I still have a long way to go because my word count when I am speaking is really not up there yet. However, my word count while reading is super high nowadays. So at least I'm getting somewhere, and it feels a little bit weird that my language level in all these different skills are very divided in a way, as in how my levels are. But hey, we're just gonna make do, and at the end, if I put in the effort, I know that I hopefully one day will get fluent in German. That would be the ultimate goal. Hey, welcome back to one of those all Saturday nights of mine, and this one is in particular interesting because I just filmed this whole segment. I was doing my skincare routine after I had laundered, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna film my skincare routine and talk to you guys. Only for me to notice that my neighbors were having a fight in the background, and my camera picked it up before I did. So I just watched the clip back, only for me to delete it afterwards because you could clearly hear them yelling in the background. Not literally what they're saying. I also couldn't hear that, but you would, yeah, you definitely hear all the shouts. So here we are once again talking about everything from the past 2 days. Starting with yesterday. Yesterday I didn't film. I had some work related stuff that I wanted to get done because I will be gone next week. And the thing is, I'm in the middle of a couple of projects as a freelancer, and that's quite interesting because normally I don't try to be in too huge contracts, but this summer I just ended up in the middle of two big contracts, and that's all had to do with one of the contracts. I have to work more hours than they told me to because, well, actually there's a health issue at work, so it's not that we can do anything about that, and I do have the possibility to do that. But then at my other work there's also something happening, and yeah, so I'm working quite a few hours, but that's all fine. So here we are at Saturday night. And today I was busy getting one video ready and also a couple of blogs, and I still have to do something tonight, but I just really need to do something else than work, so I decided to talk to you guys. Let's talk K-pop, because the thing is, I was expecting a package at the beginning of this week because I knew something arrived potentially at Europe. At the store in Europe. Unfortunately, it didn't, so I didn't get my package as of yet, so that will be a surprise. But I do want to talk something K-pop related because so much music has been released, and I'm gonna discuss only the things that stand out to me personally because these are the groups I follow. And first up, I want to talk about Kiss of Life. Their newest music released on the 1st of July, so not this week, but I just really need to talk about them because their music has been next level. Midas Touch, and then the B-side track Nothing. Well, It was so freaking good. It was so incredibly strong. I loved the Britney Spears touch. I was a huge Britney Spears fan in high school, so I was really happy with that. And their newest tracks, it's perfect for the summer. I'm also speechless, but it's so perfect for the summer. Not only that, it's quite interesting that they release something digitally. I mean, we see it much more in K-pop, of course, but they really want to push their music, and of course, that's an incredibly thing to do, especially for a rookie group. I mean, they aren't in Nugadome anymore, right? They have won a music show right now. They also made a certain Korean chart, so far I know. So they are definitely doing great, and I hope that they will only go up from here. Their music video is Sticky, that they filmed in Poland. It is so freaking cool. And I like that it's so simple. It wasn't simple to film. I mean, I watched the girls react on their music video, and it's quite interesting to hear the behind the scenes of what they had to do, how fast they had to run, because it was basically a one-shot film. And yeah, there were cuts, but they basically filmed it all in one go, most of it. It is interesting that they filmed over the duration of 2 days, which makes sense because you have to work with the sun. And I loved how much energy the girls put in there, how much energy the dancers put in there, and also that you can make a great music video with just one set of clothes. I mean, they do visit multiple sets, kind of. But it's more all over the place at the same area. And it shows their strength that they can make something look cool, even in something simplistic. Even though, yeah, of course, there are so many details to film in one shot. It's just like their name says, they are a fresh breath of air in the K-pop industry, and that makes it super cool. I also loved, I only noticed it after a couple of watches, but Te Quiero, their B-side track for this one, it's actually mentioned in the music video in Sticky. I think it was so fun done, and I also loved at the ending of the music video of Sticky that Natty, Sugarcoat Natty, is in there, and it just makes it for a very interesting storyline. It's so cool how they play with girls' storylines. But anyway, a lot more music has been released. Let me look it up. Dreamcatcher last Wednesday with their album Virtuose. I believe it's a mini album, right? Yes. Their intro, so freaking good. Absolutely loved it. Then we have the title track, right? Yeah, just this is the title track. Yeah, I really like it. Also the other songs, and I love that there is a different sound, but it feels very cohesive. I do have to look into all the songs a bit more, so I will definitely put that in the wrap up of this video. But I like it. They are so good, and honestly I want to get to know this group a bit more because their music is always catching my ear, so that's good. And then we have an hypen, Romance Untold. I'm not gonna lie, yes, I've listened to this album, but I haven't listened very closely. I only noticed, of course, I could have known by the title of this album that it was gonna be a bit more poppy and a bit more romantic. But I don't know, I just love and hype on their dark concepts, like dark blood and stuff like that. It's also quite interesting because with Jay, I'm especially following Jay and also his solo things because I really like his artistry and his rock voice. It's so funny because his rock voice is very developed and you hear his rocky voice on these romantic or very poppy sounding tracks, and it makes it quite interesting. I mean, I do love it that you can hear who is singing, uh, but it does feel a little bit out of beat that he has a very distinguished way of how he sings nowadays, and that combined with these kind of sounds. Welcome to this early Sunday evening and let's talk music, because I've been working all day. Yes, I still love being a freelancer, a volunteer, and also a content creator, but every time when I want to take off some time, it's quite a lot, and that's totally fine. No, honestly, it also has to do with the fact that, like I also said, I believe yesterday, because I'm in multiple contracts right now, so everything is a little bit double, but that will end in exactly 1 month. So I will just have to hang in there and make do with whatever I can do. So let's talk music with Virtuose first from Dreamcatcher. Their intro is absolutely bananas. It's almost 4 minutes long and it's simply an emotional ride. Every time when I hear the song in the background when I'm working, like I've been doing all day, I've been amazed by how good that song is. Justice is the perfect title track. It's rock, but again there's an emotional layer. I do have to look in more closely into Stomp, but the lyrics, what I've already seen online, is so incredibly good. Like, this truly makes me want to dive into Dreamcatcher. I've been listening to their music for quite some time. They were the second K-pop group after Blackpink that I listened to on the regular. However, I never did a deep dive into everything, and this album definitely makes me want to. Two Rings is such, it feels like such a classic rock song. Yes, love it. Fireflies, perfect ending of an EP. Then we go to Enhypen with their Romance Untold, and it's not my thing. I personally love the dark concept on Hypen, and I also think it fits their voices better, but that could be just me. I don't know. But what I do know is that 100 Broken Hearts and Brought the Heat Back, those 80 kind of sounding tracks, yeah, no, it's not it. It's, I mean, if you like it, I'm so happy for you, but I personally don't like it, and I don't like it either with the voices of the guys. You can tell that they developed a bit more of a darker voice. And I mean, Nicky, his voice dropped. Jake is also very developing his voice, and Jay also went more to the rock sound. So, but then again, some of the guys, they sound amazing for the poppy beats, so that's totally fine. But that makes the other guys, those three are named, you hear them even better, and that doesn't always mean that it's a good thing, because you want to make it a song that fits all together. And I'm scared, especially in the future, if they would continue these kinds of music, that it will get really messy. And personally, I think this is already a bit messy for me, because the music is standing out in a wrong way. I have the feeling. But if you don't feel like that, I'm happy for you. I just think other songs would fit boys better. I mean, I like Moonstruck, EXO, I think it's a really fun title track. I see it totally fitting right next to Polaroid Love. Your Eyes Only, I also really like that. Same goes for Paranormal Royalty. Highway, I haven't really listened a lot to that song, but I especially like Paranormal, and I don't know what that says about me. Maybe because I really like their concept that they also are doing for the manhwa. I also really like that in EXO that you can definitely see their storyline in there. So good, so good. So that's the music update as of right now. So let's get on packing. Welcome to my current packing situation. I laid everything down, even some towels. I believe there are towels where we're going, but just to be sure. And I packed multiple sets of clothing that I want to wear just because the weather in Europe has been so freaking weird and I want to be prepared for anything. So I brought a long skirt, a short skirt, something for colder weather, and of course this t-shirt. I love this one. And of course Koya is coming with me.